Hello, data community, and welcome back to the records. I know it has been too long since I last uploaded. I've been busy with work mostly. YouTube does not pay. I just do it for fun. So there is a lot of things that have taken place, I think, for the past 2 months, and I have not been keeping tabs on what's going on in artificial intelligence and machine learning space. So for the next, I think, 1 month, I'll be looking into what's happening, and hopefully I can be sharing that with you. And today we are going to be looking into news from, I think it is quartz.com, and they're reporting that Google now wants to crack machine learning. So we have to forget about machine learning, and now Google wants to look into machine learning. Right. So let's look into this. This is news for today. So I'll be doing this every day for the next 1 month until we are up to speed with what's going on in the space of machine learning and artificial intelligence, plus a bit of data science. So at least a blog a day will suffice for the next month and be up to speed. Then we shall continue with what we usually do in the channel here as machine learning, data science, and artificial intelligence channel. So here we are saying that they're saying that we should forget machine learning. Google now wants to crack machine learning, and what I know about machine learning is trying to forget what you've learned. In fact, it is here. Training algorithms to forget what they've learned is coming in the interest of data privacy and rights. And I've looked into data privacy before, about differential privacy and federated learning. And differential privacy is a mathematical framework of ensuring the privacy of individuals in a data set. And also federated learning is more about making sure that machine learning is trained within your devices, and then the models are aggregated within the server. So I don't know if this is what Google wants to explore, but I know Facebook has in the past, I think 2019, explored federated learning and differential privacy, and have been using PyTorch to do this. But we can look into this. Google has announced a machine learning competition. Has announced. Where did they announce this? Let's check. Google announces the first machine learning challenge. We can look into this. So Google has announced a machine learning competition geared towards removing sensitive data from artificial intelligence systems to make them compliant with global data regulation standards. The contest, which is open to anyone, obviously these competitions are usually open to everyone. The contest, which is open to anyone, will run from mid-July, so this month. So I think this is the right time for us to share this video so that at least members of the community can try out this competition. So from mid-July to mid-September, machine learning, a major subset of artificial intelligence, is known to offer solutions to complex problems, whether by creating new content, predicting outcomes, or answering complicated queries based on what it is trained on. So this is just a definition of machine learning, obviously. With machine learning, Google plans to introduce sensitive amnesia to its AI algorithm to remove all traces of particular datasets from its machine learning systems without affecting their performance. I'm very intrigued on how people are going to handle this. I don't know if they're going to be using what I basically know about differential privacy, but I doubt if federated learning would work, because federated learning is more about training the models on individual machines, like for example on several phones. So each phone will train a model, and then that model will be sent to be aggregated. The best example is training a model for the keyboard, the keyboard for your phone, which is tailored towards you, and that model is trained within your phone, and then the model is sent back to whoever manufactured that phone or that keyboard. It could be back to Apple or back to Samsung or any other phone, and then those models are aggregated from several phones. So that means that the data, whatever you've been typing in your phone, remains with you, but the model goes. But based on what I'm seeing here, um, I'm seeing that the model itself is the one that's supposed to forget. So if we are to think about federated learning, the model will go with what it has learned about you, and it will be aggregated on the central machine here. I doubt if this is a way to go, but it's interesting to look into it. But differential privacy is also something to do with the data sets themselves and how the data sets are generated and shared, and not the model. So also this may be not the way to go about this, but it's a good start to think of how these problems are solved, and then look into how Google wants to do the machine learning. Machine learning contains loopholes for data privacy. Although essential in this digital age, machine learning projects come with many challenges, including misuse of data by cybercriminals, to bullying or blackmail users, data poisoning, denial of access to online activities, tracking face recognition, and creating deepfakes. Google believes training algorithms to forget the data they have already been trained, would give people more control over sensitive information. This would make it easier, for instance, for the company to serve users who apply for rights to be forgotten. Right, so obviously, I don't know if you know, but there is right to be forgotten. If I can just tell Google to delete all my data or any other application that I'm using, it could be Facebook, it could be Twitter, tell them to forget all the data. That means they have to erase everything from me. And if they are to erase everything from me, and they have trained, for example, a keyboard using my data, they would not want the performance of the model that they have trained using my data to reduce, but they would want the model itself to forget me, and I think that is the direction that Google is taking. Google is partly responding to regulations, as data regulators have the power to compel companies to destroy unlawful obtained data. Under Europe's General Data Protection Regulation (GDPR) guidelines, people can demand data deletion from businesses if they have concerns about information they revealed or gave to it. Machine learning would make it possible for someone to remove their data from an algorithm to ensure that no one else profits from it, while also protecting themselves from dangers of AI. Yeah. So I think that this is a good research area to explore. I am not sure of how to do this. It could be the way I was saying, that you could train the model with the real data and then train it again with the data that has undergone differential privacy, so that it can forget. Because now what they're looking into is the model that is already trained. That is what I'm thinking. The model that is already trained, and then trying to make that model forget what it has learned. It is an interesting topic, and I think it is good. We can keep tabs on this and maybe see how we can participate in the competition. You never know. We will be successful at breaking through something great in machine learning or machine unlearning. If you have enjoyed this, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you have not. Until tomorrow, take care.